Morty's Diner. Hot coffee without the toxic sludge. Morty's Diner. Hot coffee without the toxic sludge. Morty's Diner. Hot coffee without the toxic sludge.
Okay, hey folks, good morning. Yeah, I was out in the parking lot screaming my ass off at some customer. Just unbelievable. I don't even know if he was a customer. Just some car, some heap left in the parking lot. You know, I called the police. They called the tow truck, and we got rid of it. Just some Toyota Corolla thing with a, loving the villages bumper sticker on it. Loving life at the villages. That's all. I just got rid of the car. That's all. You know, I don't know. Anyway, hey, welcome to a Sunday morning breakfast at Morty's Diner. And yeah, I mean, all these things got to do when you own a diner, man. Hey, good morning, old timey. Ever try Cafe Bustelo coffee? Delicious. Yeah, I've had that a number of times. It's sometimes I buy the instant of that just to have just as a backup and or whatever. And I don't really. Yeah, it's good enough, but it's got a lot of caffeine in it, much more noticeable than some other coffees. But it's a Latin American marketed or style coffee. Yeah, but it's good. Good morning, Jimmy. Pavel, hey, good morning, Pavel, channel member. Perhaps the irrationally angry customer will come back and apologize. I don't know who the owner of the car was. It was just some funny looking Toyota Corolla and had a bumper sticker on it. Loving life at the villages. Now that I think about it, it did have a Florida plate, but we have a tow truck contract provider, and you can't just dump your car here and leave. So I had to tow it. He was taking up 2 spaces, so call the tow truck company. It's out of my hands. It's clearly stated, plenty of signs, no loitering. Parking for customers only. So anyway. Hey, Matt Lobster. Currently drinking some washed process coffee from Colombia. Very tasty. Exactly, Jimmy. Exactly. Parking spots are for paying customers. I mean, yeah, how much simpler can you put it? Why is my screen so dark? Let me, there we go. Lighten it up there. And, you know what's missing besides content? Is some nice background music for a Sunday morning. So there we go. The squirrel music. Ah, very nice. Yeah. So, I mean, it's like using the restroom. Restrooms are for, customers only. I don't want people walking in off the street using the toilet, messing it up, and then leaving. Come in, you're a real customer, you use the toilets, But yeah, well, just part of running the little business here. Yeah, exactly. There, the Fruit Loops. Yeah, this is our Sunday morning breakfast special: a bowl of Fruit Loops, soy milk, cup of coffee, $12.95. I mean, that's a hell of a deal. You're not going to get a better deal than that anywhere. So, yeah. Anyway, boy, the screen is really dark. Why is that? I guess it's because the sunlight is blasting into the room here, and that's okay. All right, how's everybody doing? I had breakfast here. I had some food, and now I'm just sitting here, early morning, relaxing breakfast show on Sunday morning. Absolutely no content. But you never know, things might change. I didn't take any benzos yesterday or last night, and I woke up this morning at 7 o'clock. Now, I felt fully rested. Not only that, but when I got up, I made my bed. Then I went into the bathroom, washed up and everything. Then sat down with a coffee and woke up, looked at what's on YouTube and, injected all my daily medications. And now I'm here. I can put the invite link up if anybody wants to chat about anything. That's okay. Jimmy, maybe Jedi Puck will appear and regale us of his tales of fighting the dark side of character. Well, you never know. By the way, I heard some funny things on one of those other channels. I'll briefly touch on that a little bit later, maybe. It's like I don't even know what's the point, but maybe I'll do that. Maybe, yeah. It was chilly overnight, but today looks like it's going to be very, very nice. I don't know if I'll get outside. I haven't been outside in a week, but maybe I'll try and go out somewhere. Jimmy, Mr. Morty, is it a long weekend for you Yanks? It is for us up here. Hey, I saw some, no, that's just another dreary, dismal weekend. Nothing different. I've noticed some thumbnails on YouTube of the events going on in London with people finally standing up for England and, for England to get its shit in order and King Charles to get off the pot. And Parliament to finally to do something about saving the country, and that's really good. Not too many centuries ago, not even 1 century ago, they could be having a good old revolution there and throwing out everyone in Parliament and the royal family who promote all that self-destruction of its country. But that's whatever. Same thing in Canada, same thing here, but it's a Fruit Loops Sunday morning, so why get into such a heavy topic? And I don't want anyone calling me a seditionist here at the diner, so won't get into that. System of a Clown. Good morning. Doxx is really a loser, but so is Morty. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Great. I don't like that green color. It's too much green. I don't feel like orange. Red is too bold. How about a nice pink? Blue doesn't, it's clashing with the green. Oh, yeah, this looks all right. Oh, it's too much. Yeah, I'll go with this. This is not making any kind of statement to me, so go with that blue system. Yeah. Jimmy, nasty comment for a peaceful Sunday morning breakfast. Yeah, well, System's got something on his chest. He wants to get something off his chest there. I got a couple comments about Doxx. I watched a little bit of his show this morning, and I'll touch on that maybe a little bit later. But just less than a minute's worth of comment. I don't feel good. My whole body feels strange. Maybe I'm having a drug withdrawal from the benzos by not, I don't know. So today's show, I'll just make some brief comments about Doxx, very brief comments about Doxx Report, Puckelf, my new car, what else? I don't know. Soy milk. McLobster, I think I'm going to smoke some weed today. Been a couple of years. Oh, fantastic. If you smoke that weed today, it's going to turn you into a crawling on the sidewalk drug addict. Just going to be another hopeless, hapless loser out there. You're going to be strung out on that weed and your life will fall apart. You'll have no more motivation. You won't be caring about anything. But hey, if you want to be one of those THC losers out there, with your life falling apart, everything a shambles, and light up, go ahead. What kind of weed did you get? What do you have there? It's used to unlock a lot of creativity for me. Well, that sounds good. What kind do you have? Can you describe anything about it? What blend? What kind of blend do you have? Oh, look at this. I have homegrown. I always grow a couple of plants. Really? That's very interesting. Is it any particular name of what you grow? Yeah. Diesel hybrid. Well, that's very interesting. Let me look that up, see if I can see anything about the diesel hybrid. Diesel hybrid engines, diesel hybrid truck, diesel hybrid SUV. Wow. Diesel hybrid cannabis. Oh, here it is. Okay. Wow, look at this. Wow, there's a lot on here about diesel. Okay, here's a website. Let's see what it says here. A diesel hybrid. Here it is. It says 60% sativa, 40% indica. THC 14.3 to 19.3%. CBD 0.083 to 0.98. CBG 0.45. Taste diesel sweet. Effect uplifted. The diesel strain is a sativa dominant hybrid consisting of only 30% indica and sativa taking away the remaining 70%. The parent strain is NYC Diesel, but this Kush also has Afghan, Hawaiian, and Mexican genetics. Wow. You can germinate our two types of... Whoever wrote this must have been high as fuck. You can germinate our two types of seeds for this strain. Diesel seeds autoflower and CBD diesel seeds feminized. Wow. Here's one review. I smoked some for the first time and it was unexpectedly smooth. At first, it had a sour taste, but it had a grape undertone. Wow, amazing. Jimmy, I like when punters bring up topics that Mort knows nothing about. Then he Googles that stuff to learn. Then we all learn. Yeah, absolutely, right. I use Google for the most part for Google search. I've never used Grok or Gemini or Windows Copilot. I've never used any AI. I wouldn't know where to begin. Some years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I was talking with a friend here in Seattle. Portland. And he was really telling me all about using the Copilot feature on Windows. And I said, well, what am I going to do with it? He says, well, it's phenomenal. You can use it all day long. And I said, like, for what? What do you do with it? Anyway, so he said, bring it up. I'll show you. I'll give you some examples. So I brought up Copilot. I was talking to him on the phone, and he says, okay, type in a question. I said, a question? He said, just type in a question, see what you get. So I said, okay. I'll type in, why is William Shatner famous? I remember this. That was the question. Why is William Shatner famous? And then a second later, it popped up, a very lengthy answer all about why William Shatner is famous. I thought, okay, well, that's very interesting, but how am I going to use this to do anything? I don't get it. So, yeah, I just, what can I tell you? Wow, yeah, so, diesel hybrid. Amazing. It's a blend of Afghan and whatever. Jimmy, Mort, we all know why AI was created. For those people and these people to make clips for YouTube shows. Yeah, I guess that's it. Hey, I found a channel last night while I was sitting here climbing the ceiling having an anxiety attack. And it was the first YouTube channel, the first YouTube channel where I saw it used AI to make really quality videos. It was, in fact, I'm going to look that up. Let me see if I can find that channel, because let me see if I can find that channel. It's going to take me a minute. I'm going to scroll through here, but I was really like, wow, this is amazing. I hope I can find it here. Let's see. Yeah, this is it. Here's the video name that I watched. If you YouTube search this, you'll find it. Okay. And here's the channel name. It's the only time I've ever seen AI used for creating something, really, really interesting and really good quality. So the name of the channel is Chloe. It's a girl's name. Chloe versus History. I received no remuneration or anything from mentioning this channel for recommending it, but I mean really, really quality stuff. So check out that video. I time traveled to Tudor London in 1536. So I watched some of the other videos on her channel. It's very impressive, really good. And then when I went back to my main YouTube page, there were some other video channels using the same kind of, with the same or similar content. So it certainly wasn't the only channel using that, but wow, really, really quality stuff. And then you see how people use, when I see how that channel uses AI to create something really, really good. And then you see how people on, those channels use AI to create just hate and insults and viciousness and mocking, and lying and hate and vicious. It's just unbelievable. Jimmy, oh yeah, I've seen people on Instagram do the same. It's fascinating and it's really good, yeah. Example, she goes back to Roman times. Yeah, I saw her channel. She went back to Roman times, Black Plague times, Salem witch trial times. So I saved her channel to look at later. I mean, really, really good stuff. Really, really well done. Lobster. I used AI to look up the effects of alcohol the other day, and it told me the dangers of whiskey dick. Really caught me off guard. Wow. Unbelievable. That's one of the mainstay topics on on that other channel, because everything there is, that's all they talk about is, the big D. Incredible. Everything there is big D oriented. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about those losers on a Sunday morning. Yeah, so invite link is up if anybody wants to hop on and talk about whatever. That'd be okay. Yeah, so I'll make some comments regarding a Doxx report and Puckelf. And again, this is very, very brief. It's so unimportant. Why even say anything? But, I'll say it. So, because, anyway, I saw a little bit of the Doxx report show this morning. He was talking with Pasta, our friend up in, Pennsylvania. And it was a pretty nice chat with Pasta. Pasta's a good guy. And Doxx, of course, was criticizing Morty. He criticizes the way I show photos. Criticize. But if I ever recommend to him, hey, why don't you do this or that, it's just an objection. It's resistance. Like, why don't you get a firearms instructor and just take a lesson so you learn how to properly shoot? He goes, no, you learn by doing. Then he keeps going there and screwing up his shooting. I can't hit that target, man. I just can't hit it. So this is a year ago. Well, why don't you go to the gun store, take a private lesson with a certified NRA instructor, and no, you learn by doing. That went on for half a year. Finally, he took a lesson, and then he said, "Whoa, I took a lesson. I took a private lesson. Oh man, I cannot believe how much my shooting's improved." The guy looked at me, and in 1 minute, he immediately saw what I was doing wrong. He told me what to do correctly. Like night and day. I mean, these examples just go on and on. But he just, critical of how Morty runs his channel. Unbelievable. Anyway, so he mentioned, that I have Puckelf. I've had Puckelf on my show a number of times. I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 times. I don't know. And he goes, yeah, well, why does he? So him and Pasta like, yeah, why does he have Puckelf on the show? And, I mean, the guy, he said the N word, which I edited. It's in editing now. I removed that 10 seconds. And okay, that guy said the N word, but all those other channels say the N word, and he doesn't say anything. But if a guest on my show says the N word, Morty, what's wrong with Morty? Look at who he's talking to. But every other channel that uses the N word, and there are a number of them, he doesn't say anything. Critical, critical, critical. And I did tell Puck, listen, that's the second time you said that word. If you do it a third time, I can't have you back. Well, I've given him, notice. So then Doxx says, well, why does he have him on there? And then he says, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? I mean, swallow that cup of coffee before you hear this. Okay? He says, well, he's monetized over there, so that's, that might be. Yeah, I'm monetized, but I don't get any money. I can have Puckelf on the panel, or I could have myself on the panel, or I could have somebody else on the panel. People don't send me money. So I don't have Puckelf on the show to stimulate super chats. Unbelievable. I get $1 a show maybe. I don't know, figurative. It's $100 a month maybe. That's about it. Maybe a little more, a little less. So no, I don't put Puckelf on the show because it generates super chats. Can you believe this? That's about all I want to say about that. It's just unbelievable. Yeah. Puck is one of the way more interesting panelists, a guy to talk to than I think most of these other people on all these channels, all the channels. I talked to him about Okele and Mbembe and cryptozoology and the giant squid they caught in Australia and deep sea creatures, Egyptology, dinosaurs, geology, ancient aliens, Star Wars, sci-fi, computer games, Aboriginal life, Australian stuff. I mean, the guy has very vast and wide, assorted knowledge, levels of knowledge. I mean, way more interesting than many of these other, quote, people out there. Unbelievable. Okay, let's, Pavel. Puck to Morty like Jax to Doxx. No, that's not true at all. Puck has been a guest maybe 6 times I've talked to him, so there's no, he doesn't have a channel. He's just an interesting guy to talk to. Well, he's got issues. Yeah, so, that guy doesn't have issues? The guy who's critiquing me? Jesus, it's just incredible. Anyway, okay, enough of that. Let's move on to another topic. So, yeah, Fruit Loops. I had Fruit Loops like every other kid. But I haven't had Fruit Loops since I was, a young teenager. I mean, it's just poison. Puck has a channel and does live. Oh, okay, that's true. Yeah, but I don't think I've ever seen his channels, any of the shows on his channel. Maybe one. He came on and talked about his. Oh, when he got beat up and got punched in the lip. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, but whatever. But he's not folding anybody's laundry. He just, he does his own laundry and folds his own laundry. and he doesn't he doesn't lay out his exercise apparel for the week on Sunday, so it's all lined up nice and neat and on top of his dresser, or whatever that is. System. Imagine working hard your entire life to become an everyday multimillionaire, then trusting some lawyer to give it to charity after you pass. You can't possibly be dumber than that. Imagine working hard your entire life to become an everyday multimillionaire. Okay, got it. Then trusting some lawyer to give it to charity after you pass. You can't possibly be dumber than that. That's interesting. That's an interesting observation. Do you have an alternative on for an EDMM on what to do with all the money after the EDMM passes, if not giving it to a lawyer, if not trusting some lawyer? If you don't know anybody at all, who are you going to have, handle the estate? I know what you mean, though. But actually, System, the first part of your sentence is also interesting. You say, imagine working hard your entire life. Well, now you see, I can't imagine working hard, because I'm a lazy sloth. I've never worked hard this is what he says, I've never worked hard my entire life because I have absolutely no discipline. So I can't even imagine working hard your entire life. I can't even imagine working hard one day. You see, that's what he believes. So anyway, but interesting comment. System, give it away while living so you know it gets there. Well, now that's isn't that an interesting statement? An interesting approach. Isn't there are some billionaire types who are doing that? Doesn't Warren Buffett isn't he doing that? One of those guys, the plan is to give it all away while you're still alive. So you just tell your lawyer, write this guy a check, write that fund a check, write the human fund a check, write that hospital a check, write that group a check, write the Salvation Army a check. Yeah, and, by the time you're 80, 85, you have a nice 1 million left, and you've given away 99% of it. Yeah, well, what can I tell you? If you don't have kids, I see no reason why you wouldn't just have great sex with a 30-year-old woman and leave her the money. Well, now, you see, there again, that's an interesting point. Yeah. He was talking about Christina Crawford, that would be a good woman for him. I mean, he wouldn't stand a chance to get to meet her, but a woman like that who's, up in years but looks just fantastic and is, independent and has money and all that, but he says there's no one he could possibly ever meet at the Villages. There's just no one there. Of course, how would he know? He never socializes at the Villages to see who's there. So, but anyway, I'm not here to pick on anybody this morning. That's not my nature. Pavel, I told him to blow some of it on an S63 AMG sedan. Live a little. Who cares? Instead, he buys a 3-cylinder hatchback. Well, I was telling him to buy a, Lexus sedan, any Lexus, enjoy the luxury, the comfort, the absolutely quiet ride. You hear no street noise, just nice, comfortable, cushiony, comfortable driver's seat, No. So, and you get to see the positive impact in your final years. Oh yeah, if you hear this, give it away while you're living so you know it gets there. And you get to see the positive impact in your final... Well, you see, I understand what you're saying, and that sounds really good. Hurricane, channel member. Morty, at your age, why do disagreements exist between you and Patrick? Has there been no enlightenment after so many decades on the planet? Hey, I'm enlightened. He's the one with the problems. Talk to him. Whatever disagreement there is 100% because of his behavior. 100%. Don't come after me with any questions. I've explained what happened. It's 100% on him. You know. Thank you for the comment, Hurricane. Okay. Yep, 100%. Hurricane, would you catch a little bit earlier? McLobster said he was going to smoke some weed today. He's got a special blend called Diesel Hybrid, and I looked that up. It was very interesting. Diesel Hybrid. Yeah. To stimulate creativity. Oh, yeah, McLobster. Unlock a lot of creativity for me. Nice. It's going to turn him into a dope addict, though. That's the problem. Once he takes that THC, his life is going to become a shambles, like Tim Wright and Watch Nicholas and all those other potheads. No drive, no motive, no drive, no motivation. No responsibility. Just waste every day of their life. Yeah. System of a clown. But some wealthy people in yellow houses will never use common sense. Well, common sense, lack of common sense can affect people of all, social economic classes. Not just wealthy people. McLobster, you may see me panhandling on the streets of Portland next month. I'm in Seattle. I mean Los Angeles. So I don't know if I'll see you in Portland. But... Right. Well, okay. How will I recognize you? Everyone downtown is panhandling. Sleeping on the sidewalks, Yeah, one toke and you become Mike the Snake. Amazing. Speaking of Patrick, he's probably watching, and the other haters. They might be watching. I'm sure he has plenty more hate content planned for his upcoming shows. Since he's now fully on board and riding Curly's Blue Vein choo-choo train, Yeah. Amazing. Whatever. Why focus on that on a beautiful Sunday morning? Yeah, amazing. Now, Hurricane, if I know Hurricane, I don't know the guy personally, never met him, but based upon, YouTube, if I know Hurricane, he's going to, just take that little exchange we just had, and he's going to go on one of the other channels, and he's going to type in the chat, hey, Morty said blank, 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 which will be totally altered from what I said, and that's to stimulate, vicious comments and get people talking on the other shows. That's one of his MOs. Yeah. McLobster, it could be said Fruit Loops are more damaging than the sweet Sensimil. You're absolutely right. Fruit Loops are damaging. It's all chemicals, massive amounts of sugar for a little kid. Yeah. Especially if you have it every day for breakfast. Pavel, channel member, is a Morty AD Never Summit completely outside the realm of possibility? Which channel would host it? Huh. That's a funny question. Okay. Thank you for the question. Hey, you can contact me anytime. He knows my email. My email is, it's all his fault. It's all up to him. But whatever. He's shown who he is repeatedly over the years. Whatever. I'm not here to talk about those people today. Goldbelly, that website that you can order food from restaurants all across the country, famous restaurants or ones you don't even know about. That you can order. Their current feature, I didn't save this picture, but today it ends tonight. I signed up for the email list on Goldbelly. They give you. I got a 20% off coupon because I signed up, which I haven't used yet. And ending tonight on Goldbelly is the annual Chicago Deep Dish Pizza Sale from Lou Malnati's, which I guess is famous in Chicago for the Chicago Deep Dish Pizza. I don't know if that's a place real Chicago people go to or if that's a touristy place. But anyway, so Lou Malnati's big annual Chicago Deep Dish Pizza Sale ends today. 20% off legendary Windy City pies. Chicago's best, shipped nationwide. How do you get a pizza shipped? You can get a deep dish 2-pack, deep dish 4-pack, a 6-pack, and a heart. I should have shared this on Chrome. Thin crust deep dish, crustless sausage pizza, gluten-free pizza. Yeah, but it can't be the same as getting it in a restaurant, because they're going to ship it frozen probably, and it's just not going to be the same. But, yeah. System, it's pointless. Patrick is an emotional, flip-flopping basket case. He would torch you within hours after any summit. Well, you're correct. Yeah, you're correct. They like it deep in Chicago, baby. Well, I've never had a deep dish pizza. I'd like to try one, but I'm not going to order one. It wouldn't be the same, as eating it, in a real restaurant served, right out of the oven. So. Yeah. Getting cookies or bakery items, bagels, that's one thing because, but getting like meatloaf or spaghetti and meatballs from some Italian restaurant in New York, man, yeah, it's going to be good, I guess, but boy, it's really expensive on Goldbelly to buy these things. Yeah, it's shipped on dry ice, correct. Then you put it in the oven and, yeah, I guess it would be good, but I don't want an entire deep dish pizza. My God, it's just too much food. Yeah. And I'm sure that place, Lou Malnati's, I'm sure it's pretty good. I don't know if that is the number one place, but doesn't matter. I mean, it would still be a Chicago deep dish pizza. It would be good enough. So, yeah. If Goldbelly had Canadian cities that they ship from, like Montreal, then I would order in some bagels from Montreal, and because you can ship bagels, 2 days, and they would still be quite good. They don't have, they wouldn't be like 2 days old, no problem for bagels. And then I could finally see what the big deal is about these Montreal bagels, but they're not on the Goldbelly website, only U.S. places. McLobster, the only food I've ever ordered like that was stone crab claws from Florida. It was a feast. Yeah, that could work. Yeah. Especially if you're never ever going to be able to get to those cities where you want to visit those restaurants or try those dishes. So that would be pretty good. Then you can order it in from that exact restaurant and at least try those famous dishes, or popular dishes. Yeah. Hey, you say that is true because he did the big apology tour for The Crappie Is Dead, and then time passes and he goes back on. He flip flops and goes after me again. So you're absolutely right. $16 viewers. Nobody's humping on the panel. That's okay. Just hanging out. McLobster, who would order spaghetti and meatballs, though? Unbelievable. Well, of course, that makes a lot of sense. But, for example, on Goldbelly, you can order from very well-known Italian restaurants in New York. And you could get lasagna, manicotti. That's not how you say manicotti. Manicotti, lasagna, all these great dishes. Veal parmesan, or whatever, a veal parm sandwich, a veal parm sub, and maybe where you live, like in some shithole in Utah or Oklahoma, Nevada, they just or Wyoming. I don't know. There's just no really great Italian restaurant, for example, in that case, So but you've always heard about these these restaurants in other cities, so. I don't know about spaghetti and meatballs, but some lasagna platter or something. Yeah, why not? Because you can see what it would really taste like if it was really good. But if you're living your life in Branson, Missouri, or something like that, then yeah. Hey, Brightling, good morning. Stone crab is delicious. I always make it a point to get somewhere to have them at least once when they're in season. I've had crab many times, especially in Japan, where I lived in Japan. It's just unbelievable. I don't know if I've had stone crab from Miami or Florida. I can't remember. Yeah. Top claws, baby. It's renewable, too. They just break off a claw and throw them back. You mean grow them back or throw them back, or both? System. Okay, we got some. Malnati's is fine. So is Giordano's. I've had them shipped, and they are about 85% the experience you get at the restaurant. Well, no, that's really good information. That's very useful. Okay, so Malnati's is fine, and so is Giordano's. Okay, I've heard of both of them, but all right. I've had them shipped, and they're about 85% is good the experience. Like, oh, that's pretty good, you know? So, yeah. Yeah, they take one claw, and the creature grows a new claw. Can you imagine that? You know, they take a live crab, and they break off the claw, and then they toss it back in the ocean, and then next year, 6 months later, a year later, the fishermen deliver that same crab to the same restaurant, and the same guy in the kitchen breaks off the same crab's claw, the one that just grew back. And then they throw them back in the ocean, and a year later, just by chance, they catch that same crab and gets delivered to the same restaurant, and the same bastard's ripping off the same claw. Holy shit. That crab was gonna just, be depressed as hell. Alaskan king crab also, well, I've had that. Alaskan king crab, also great. Crazy that crab and lobster are basically cockroaches of the sea, and we pay premium to eat them. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, shrimp too. Shrimp are just disgusting animals. They like to eat dead things in the ocean. Alaskan king crab, also great. Crab and lobster, yeah. I mean, it's unbelievable. Yeah. Just you look at a lobster and you go, or who would eat this? Why? But it's not easy being a crustacean. Yeah. All this crustacean talk is reminding me of that Don Knotts movie. Incredible Mr. Limpet? What was that called? Every kid should see that movie. The Incredible Mr. Limpet, 1964. Every little kid should see that film. It's fantastic. Here it is. Aussie Expat, have your kids watch that movie. It's fantastic. Freezing takes a little edge off of the sauce. And dough and cheese also a little affected by the hard freezing, but it's worth it if you've never had a deep dish before. Yeah, I don't eat pizza anymore is the thing, but I'd be interested in trying a Chicago, but I don't want a whole pizza, and it's like too much food. And I don't have any money anyway to get one, so. But it's good to know, maybe in the future. If anybody out there's got a kid and they've never seen this movie, then you need to get this movie it's probably on YouTube or somewhere, and to watch that movie with Don Knotts. It's fantastic for a kid. Or if you're a stoned out adult, you smoked one joint and you're totally destroyed your life, then watch The Incredible Mr. Limpet. Really funny movie. Humans, see, I said humans. Humans will regrow limbs one day soon. They had a breakthrough recently with zebrafish DNA. Wow, okay. Brightling makes you wonder who took the dive into first trying a crab or lobster in history. Probably expecting it to taste awful only to be surprised. Well, you could say, well, yeah, but what about oysters? The first guy who ate oysters, or a sea cucumber. In Japan, I saw them eating. They eat everything. Sea cucumber, a thing called a sea pineapple. I mean, these things, and Koreans eat all this stuff too. It's absolutely disgusting, but they eat it. We got a guest backstage. Don't know who it is. It says Top G. It's got a picture of a cat for the avatar. So I can't bring you on because I don't know who you are. You could be that racist Tourette's guy who's going to, cause problems. So, yeah, he just left. Yeah. Hey, look at this. System, $25 super chat. Thank you so much, System, for the channel support. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you. Starting a Morty deep dish pizza fund. Wow. Wow. Thank you, Spring. Fantastic. Yeah, Top G, whoever he was, he's gone. He left. Could have been Lux. Lux likes to use a cat picture as an avatar. It could have been, any of those guys. You know what I mean. Thank you, System. You know what I haven't had in like 40 years, 30 years is a calzone. I mean, a real New York calzone, probably 40 years. Oh, McLobster, $4.99 super chat. Here's a $5 for a topping item. Oh, man. So when people in Chicago, when they order a deep dish pizza at one of these restaurants, do you order a pizza with toppings like a regular pizza, like mushrooms or green pepper, onion, sausage, etc.? Do you get a veggie? He's ordering, so here's a real question, System. Is ordering toppings like at a regular pizzeria, not Chicago style, is that also done with a Chicago pizza? You just order, whatever toppings you want? Thank you very much, McLobster, for the channel support. Thank you for the topping item. I'll have to look that up because yeah, Lou Malnati, it says the best, well, of course it's going to say it, the best Chicago deep dish pizza. So let me just see here. Can you get the toppings? Because I don't know. I guess you can. Yeah, you can put anything on it you want. Pepperoni, slices, sausage. Amazing. Okay. They have thin crust pizzas and deep crust. Deep dish veggie, mozzarella cheese topped with mushroom, onion, green pepper, and vine-ripened tomato sauce. See, I would have to ask someone in Chicago to really get a Chicago. Doesn't matter if you get one with toppings or just a plain cheese pizza. I guess if they're offering it, then you can get it with toppings. Wow. Okay. Good to know. Thanks again, System of a Clown and McLobster. System, yeah, I like sausage, onions, and fresh garlic. Also like spinach and mushrooms. Well, my go-to for a regular pizza is just mushroom or double mushroom. But a veggie, would work. So there you go. I just learned something. You can just order it any way you want. Everyone can get behind food content. Wow. Fantastic. Yeah, last week I was when I a week or two ago when I signed up on Goldbelly for the email. They sent me a 20% off coupon two 20% coupons for the first two orders. And I thought I would order something from Italian, New York Italian or Jewish bakeries, like rainbow cookies, But I typed in the order of 3 items, but then they included $64 shipping, which that's unbelievable. So I was going to do it. It came out to like $60 for 3 items. But then when I looked at the cart, it said $128 or something because the shipping was $64, which if you're an EDMM, I guess no problem, but that was too much. Get 2 small pizzas, 1 plain cheese and 1 with toppings you like. I will, after the show, I'll look on the Goldbelly website and see if they offer small pizzas. And then I'll apply the 20% off coupon and see what it comes to. Because it said free shipping today, last day. So I'll do that right after the show. Later today, yeah. System. I think you could get at least 3 shows of content out of 1 pizza order. Well, look how many shows Jax is getting out of his unboxed / unboxing Mac Neo topic. He hasn't even shown the computer, and he's getting shows after shows after shows of content. Or show after show after show. Yeah. McLobster, wonder if dry ice could zap Archie's horns. Maybe we should send him a deep dish as well. Wow. Well, I don't know if he's ever been to Chicago, but he would if he ever went to Chicago, he would have to go to one of those pizza places. Yeah. Campers, good afternoon from New York City. We just had a lunch at that's a dictionary word. I can't read that. We just had lunch at Paninaria. Is that spelled right? Paninaria? Paninaria. On the Upper West Side. Italian tuna sandwich. Oh, an Italian tuna sub is fantastic. Yeah. Paninaria. Let me look that up. Yeah, that's how you spell it. Paninaria. Cucina. Is there a menu? Italian restaurant in New York City. Amazing hearty food with a lovely ambiance. Wow, Gamper's really living it up there. It's on Grubhub, too, if you live in New York. All right, here's their website. La Paninaria. Is it like panini, but they made a word paninaria? Panina Abu Dhabi Dubai. You know what I mean. Italian catering and New York-based Italian brand, special authentic Italian panini sandwiches, fresh panini sandwiches, fresh pasta dishes, salads, and cafe offerings. Traditional Italian recipes. Great. Looks nice. Looks very nice. 3 locations: Greenwich Village, Upper East Side, Upper West Side. Order online. I know I should be sharing this, but I can't do that on the browser I'm using. Upper West Side, order here. Make your own chicken parm. Oh, they got the chicken parm, chicken del Vesuvio, meat burrata sandwich, torre del Greco, homemade lentil soup, cremona sandwich. That looks interesting. Diamante sandwich, eggplant parm. There you go, eggplant parm, $17. I would probably try that. But homemade lasagna with bolognese sauce, $19. Yeah, it looks good. Okay. Make your own sandwich. You had the tuna. Let me see if that's on here. Meatball, 100. Now, you see, this is very interesting. It says Meatball Hero, 100% Angus beef meatballs with tomato sauce served on our fresh ciabatta bread with Parmigiano cheese and fresh arugula, $18. Now, this has been something I've never understood. Well, I mean, I don't get it. Here it says homemade 100% Angus beef meatballs. And they're saying this is traditional Italian style, cuisine. But when you ever talk to an Italian, or watch some TV movie where the Italians are making meatballs, they always make it with beef and pork. And I don't understand why add pork. Why not just make it with beef? But here, at this restaurant, it's 100% Angus beef meatballs. So, I don't know. Yeah, it looks really, really good. I would definitely like to go to this place. And where's the address on? Wow, they got lots of stuff here. Really nice. And do they have Dr. Brown soda? Let me take a look. No, they don't. And cappuccino is only $5.99. That's less expensive than in Las Vegas. Where's this address? Amsterdam Avenue. All right, yeah. Amazing. I'm going to save that page for when I get to New York, if ever. Thank you for that fantastic information, Gampers. System. I think Doxx took Jax's Mac gift back. Oh, yeah, so it turned out, I didn't hear it, but people have said Jaxx acknowledged that Doxx report paid for his StreamYard. How about that? Did he also pay for the Mac? The Mac Neo? Who knows? I think Doxx took Jax's Mac. You think he bought him the Mac computer? Wow. Doxx is petty like that. Petty? You think he's petty? Archie once contemplated horn removal and then shockingly decided against it because it would be too much blood, if I'm not mistaken. You are absolutely correct. I remember those shows. And he was going to do it, and then he didn't. And people asked me, so I didn't want to do it. There'd be too much blood. Which, of course... No, I mean, the dermatologist will remove it. If it's that much blood involved, he'll stitch it up somehow or something, whatever they do. And, you just put a bandage on it and, apply any medication, whatever that they give you. And a week or 2, 3, it's 100% healed up and you look like a regular human being, not a Frankenstein with the head bolts, But hey, Could you just freeze them off, though, Gampers? Standard dermatological procedure. Well, yeah, it depends on the size of the head bolts. I mean, the dermatologist can slice them off or use a freezing technique to remove them. Or maybe, who knows, maybe there's other techniques that they use. Correct. Procedures, not techniques. I would think so. So odd to decide to keep... Well, of course that's very odd. Also, when they remove those, the Archie head bolts, could he keep them as a keepsake? So, can I keep them? Like, put them in a jar with, preservative formaldehyde or something, and just put them on my shelf as a memento of McLobster. Hairy moles are popular in China. Maybe horns, too. Wow. Hairy moles, holy shit. I think you're right, though. Perhaps it's a status symbol in China. ×2. Wow. Pavel. I'll take credit for sussing that out, leading Jax to lie about it, then retracted the lie 2 days later. Well, I didn't hear those shows. I didn't see that part. But apparently, he acknowledged that Doxx picked up his the tab for his StreamYard. For month to month or the annual plan, I don't know. Wow. Stitching up those horn holes may even give him a free forehead lift. I mean, you don't know. I mean, you're right. You might be right. Wow. Amazing. Amazing chat here Sunday morning at the diner. Just amazing. Yeah. Is this right? He paid the annual $400 plan? I don't know if that's I don't know if he paid monthly or annually. It's nobody's business. But since it was mentioned, did he pay for the annual plan? Unbelievable. Would he pay $400 to support Jax? You know what some people out there will call that? They call that grooming. You know the people who talk about grooming? You know, they're the grooming people. They talk about grooming. I don't use the grooming thing. Wow. Let me look it up. How much is the basic StreamYard annual plan? StreamYard plans. I pay monthly. I think it's like $45 a month, which, you know. The core plan, yeah, $44.99 a month. That's what I use. Advanced plan, $88.99 a month. And then there's teams, push the limit, expand your own. No, that's, yeah. So, what do you get for the advanced plan? 15 participants instead of 10. Wow. Oh, they give you a shitload of stuff for that. Billed yearly, the core plan is $36 a month. So $35.99 times 12, if you pay annually, $431. Wow. You get a discount there. He's on the 2 keep. Well, yeah, I don't know which one he got, but it's at least $430 for the annual plan. If he got the other plan, the upgraded one, then it's another couple hundred more. Amazing. Or more than that. Does Doxx claim Jax as a dependent? Hey, good question. Good question. Yeah. Well, anyway. Anything else anybody wants to talk about besides the Jax channel, the Doxx channel? Well, we covered the pizza. That was good information about the pizza. The Chicago pizza thing. That was good. I also agree. Who was that? System of a Clown. Yeah, if you got that money, wouldn't it be more fun, more rewarding? Just spend it all as you're approaching your your much older years, and you see where it goes directly. You're not leaving it to some, slimy lawyer to rip off your entire estate, to pocket all the proceeds from the estate himself. Well, whatever. Gambers, I heard on a replay talk of Godzilla -1 was hailing it on these streams when it came out, but watched the original subtitled version. A sequel's in the works. Yeah, okay. Puck told me about that movie, and other people said, yeah, it's fantastic. And then Puck said, no, don't watch that one. But Godzilla -1, but get the one, the Japanese one with subtitles. Okay. Wow. Hey, Espresso Racer. Too many channels now. It's like trying to follow the solo careers of every Grateful Dead member. Well, that's something I've never done, but I know what you mean. Yeah, and there's more channels coming, you know. McLobster, Doxx could probably afford a wing at the village's rec center for newly retired single dames. 2 birds with 1 stone. Well, I heard him say that he's not going to find any woman at the villages, worth any, that he would have the slightest interest in. But how would he know? He never goes to any village events. He never goes to any of the social events there at the villages to see what women show up. So he has no idea. Hey, whatever. System. He has plenty of fixed income to cover his expenses. Something is not right in that guy's head. Well, I don't want to turn this into a Doxx show, but oh, look who's here. Davey Smalls. Hello, my good friend Morty. Oh, thank you, Davey. How are you today? Espresso. Trump came to the villages. Unfortunately, Trump has no real reason to visit the Pacific West Coast. I don't know if Trump has ever been to Oregon, or if he's ever been to... He's certainly never been to... I don't know if he's ever been to Portland or Seattle. I mean, I can't imagine that he's ever done that during any of the campaigns. That would just be a waste. But Eastern Oregon or Eastern Washington... he would get a hell of a turnout. I mean, a great reception. But I don't know if he's ever been to Eastern Oregon or Washington State. Yeah. Oh, System, you're really on Doxx today. Doxx has never been in any relationship. Let's not dance around. Well... Espresso. Doxx is the #1 most pocket-watched person in the watch community street. What does that mean? Is the #1 most pocket-watched person in the watch community? I don't know what that means. Can you explain what that means, Espresso Racer? That's slang. I don't know what that means. Pocket-watched. Oh, don't know what it means. Oh, okay, I see what it is. Okay, here it is. Pocket watching is a slang term used to describe the act of carefully following someone else's personal expenses, such as watching someone's pockets. Means monitoring someone's income and expenditure, and is an activity that is generally taken to be annoying or off-putting. Throughout the 2010s, the slang term became more widespread. It was, okay. And Urban Dictionary, let's see here. An action in which an individual is monitoring or speculating an aspect of another person's life. Holy shit! Usually done in jealousy or tied to some form of inferiority or self-consciousness. Who made this comment? Let me go back here. Espresso, holy cow. This can refer to many things, such as hoes, men or women, success, or mostly in regards to financial status. Made popular by the illustrious rap group The Migos, pocket watching was originally used to refer to an envious or covetous individual worried about funds which are not their own, and they did not put the work in to receive said benefits. They are solely empty husks of people who are worried about another person's shit, and as the Migos would say, quote, bitch N-word. Holy cow. Unbelievable. Espresso, you're onto something there. I mean, that's... Breitling. Doxx is extremely opinionated. This is all Doxx content. Unbelievable. Doxx is extremely opinionated. That's great, except when you think all your opinions are the only right ones with value on a righteous path. Wow. Pavel, channel member, a bidding war for Jack's... Jesus. A bidding war for Jax's affections has broken out between JB and Doxx. I bet he can't believe his luck. A bidding war for Jax's... Well, I don't have any money to send to Jax's channel. I mean, I have nothing. Nothing. I think my bank account is $1.02. JB has money based on, his super chat history, and Doxx, of course, Wow, incredible. A bidding war for Jax's affections. Gampers, Morty, thoughts on the closure of the Columbia Tower Club? I have no thoughts on it because I don't know anything about it. Let me look it up. Columbia Tower Club. Prominent Seattle skyscraper business club closes after 41 years. All right, maybe I've seen this place. Where is it? Where is it on the map? Oh, yeah, I must have walked past that place. It's on, what street is that? Cherry Street by 4th. Okay, I must have walked past it 1,000 times, but, yeah, I don't recall the building offhand. I'd have to, and it's closing because the Seattle Columbia Tower Club closes after 41 years amid economic decline and rising business challenges. Yeah, it's because of literally, the socialist commie mayor of Seattle is destroying the city. And all businesses are either closing down or they're fleeing to another state. The furniture was hauled away, the staff was let go. It's the tallest building in Washington State, directly across from Seattle City Hall. Oh, okay, I know exactly where it is. Wow. The Seattle mayor, this woman is ugly as Spike. I mean, just total fugly, demented socialist commie. Wow. Yeah, Starbucks didn't. They're leaving Seattle. They moved to Nashville, Tennessee. That's the Seattle company, and of the top 5, that's one of the top 5 Seattle famous companies. Yeah, and the mayor doesn't give a shit, right? It's like at a Seattle University event, when asked about wealthy residents threatening to leave because of the new taxes, the mayor replied that the claims were, quote, super overblown, and added with a laugh and a wave of her hand, quote, and if the ones that leave, like, bye. These people are just incredible. Wow, amazing. There we go. There we go. Yep. Another loser on a Sunday morning. Amazing. Okay. Yeah. And well, we know who that is. It comes down to 3 people, basically. So, Espresso, this music kind of reminds me of the song Ripple from American Beauty by Grateful Dead. Really? Oh my God. Why does Jack speak as if Bob doesn't exist? He'll say, show has no gas, and poor Bob is sitting right there. Wow. It's like how Tubby takes Mike the Snake for... Who would listen to Grateful Dead music at all? System, I didn't have a love triangle between Jax, Doxx, and JB on my 2026 bingo card. Breitling. Money buys things, provides security, but it's also used for control and particularly within the streams. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Yeah. Starbucks. Who would have ever thought? I can't. Who would have ever thought $8 cups of coffee would be normal? Well, there you go. It's amazing. Yeah, we got the idiot racist troll there. You know, it's what a life. What a pathetic loser this guy is. Yeah, he's not the only one. You know, there's a lot of them. Pathetic losers. Pathetic losers. Yeah. Racist, pinhead, pathetic losers. That's not right. Pathetic, pinhead, racist losers. I think that's a better. Pathetic, pinhead, loser, racist. Yeah. Right. Starbucks has gone so far downhill. Back in the day, was putting out. I mean, yeah. One thing that I just can't believe is people who at the supermarket, when they buy coffee for their house, for their home, they buy the Starbucks brand of coffee. You know, the bagged coffee in the supermarket, and they bring that home. Who the hell would buy bags of Starbucks brand coffee at a supermarket when there are so many brands to choose from? Unbelievable, that are better. Yeah. Amazing. Well, unless you're a retard, you think it's funny. You know. Yeah, you're absolutely right. They also sell McDonald's McCafe brand. They also have Dunkin'. I bought the Dunkin' Donuts brand because I remember 100 years ago going to a Dunkin' Donuts. The coffee was pretty tasty. It was pretty good. So this is a couple of years ago. I tried the Dunkin' Donuts brand. It was on sale for like $5, $10. I don't know. It was absolutely awful. I had to throw it out. Absolutely awful. And Starbucks is awful. It's more money for a crappy product. Correct. Davey, are you calling me a retard? Well, look in the mirror and ask yourself that question. Some people are hooked on Dunkin'. It's piss water. Yeah, the Dunkin' brand of coffee from the supermarket, and you know, it's absolutely awful. But the Dunkin', how dare you call a loyal donor a retard? Okay, I'll tell you what, Davey. Send a $25 super chat, and I'll retract that. Okay? I didn't call you a retard. I called you, I said, look in the mirror and ask that question. I don't know. But anyway, it's Sunday morning. Let's not get hostile. Did you hear what Morty said yesterday on that show? Oh, he's such a hater. He's a hater. He's the original hater. 80% of the price for Starbucks is just for the logo. Well, now, Breitling, what do you think about Rolex, Mercedes, BMW, Audi? You could say kind of the same, not 80%, but you could say similar thing. Davey Smalls, I can't super chat for another week. I'm not home. Oh, you're not super chatting. You're traveling. I get it. Okay, no problem. No problem. Thank you anyway. The internet I'm on blocks the super chats. Wow. You on the Villages internet network? I wonder if the Villages has its own internet provider. Maybe they block all super chats. That's possible. What's this? Vizio. Starbucks turned to an avoid when they started writing on your cup all these slogans that they felt their baristas had to teach you, as they felt they were more intelligent than you. Oh, that thing really that was like 5 years ago or 10 years ago. They were putting all these liberal pinhead, airhead kind of comments on their paper cups. And boy, did they get a face blast from their customers on that one, and the media on that one. Just give me the coffee and stop with the, liberal proselytizing shit, Incredible. How can Fruit Loops still be sold? How come Robert Kennedy hasn't shut down the Kellogg company or shut them down for selling this poisonous chemical, artificial sugar shit to kids? Why aren't these cereals just banned? Why hasn't Robert Kennedy closed down the cigarette companies? It's too powerful. That's why. Same thing with the Kellogg company. They own the country. They own this country, the Kellogg company. You can't go after them. Espresso Racer, the baristas are so miserable with their 100K student loan debt and $18 an hour job. Wow. I think Seattle, the minimum wage is $21 an hour. Hence, all the businesses are just closing up and getting the hell out of there. Yeah. Amazing. All right, I feel like a change in the music. What do we have here? Let's try, what's this? Oh no, that's nighttime stuff. This is good. Just in case you wanted to watch that other channel and it's not on. Okay, did you get your hate fulfillment for the day? There you have it. All right. Max Carter, do you like the AP Royal Pop? It's not a watch you can wear on your wrist. you wear it like a necklace, or around your neck kind of thing, or you attach it to something. I have no opinion on it. Yeah. Put on some pocket watching rep. That pocket watching phrase was espresso. Man, you really. I'm gonna have to read that again. And unbelievable. Breitling, my daughter worked at a Starbucks in high school. They have all kinds of crazy customer interaction requirements. Strange when probably 90% of the customers just want a coffee, not a conversation. Well, you're absolutely right. Yeah. Vizio and their 100K student loan debt for their diploma in pan-gender studies in foreign countries, which colleges teach to suck money out of parents, all while knowing there are no jobs to pay the loan. Yes, correct. That's correct. Pan-gender stuff. I saw some thumbnail, some video, or it was a meme or a video of, it was like, why do so many Hollywood celebrities have LGBTQ plus transgender they them children? And then it showed the famous celebrity like Jamie Lee Curtis and all these other people with one or more or all their children transgendered, LGBTQ, pansexual, polyamorous, plus. Unbelievable. Yeah, take a look at Jamie Lee Curtis's kids. She has one daughter and then a son who's now a woman. And take a look. Incredible. Yeah. The sugary cereals are probably the scourge of a whole generation, destroying attention spans and glucose levels and leading to pan-gender studies dropouts. Yes, you're correct, McLobster. Breitling, the AP Royal Pop is a money grab. Well, what's wrong with that? Rolex is a money grab. Everything is a money grab, except this channel. This channel's not a money grab. This channel, whatever. Espresso, all communists are pocket watchers by definition. Hollywood is a cesspool of... Absolutely correct, yeah. McLobster, the Royal Pops cereal will be out soon. Wow. Espresso, Magic Johnson's son. Let me look that up. Okay, People Magazine, all about, what is this? All about Magic Johnson's son. E.J. Johnson. Oh. I can't even read. I saw the picture. I can't even read the story. Jimmy, Morty is a nice guy and not a money grabber. LOL. I'm not a money grabber. What, $100 a month? That's money grabbing? Last month I didn't even make $100. I mean, the channel, Amazing. Breitling, higher education is off the rails, handing out money for useless study. That's 100% correct, yeah. I mean, those other channels get 500, 900, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 a month. I barely break 100 if that. So, I mean, come on. No money grabbing here. Elon Musk has a very confused son. I mean, I actually feel sick. I mean, I feel nauseous that I just looked up Magic Johnson's son. Just, if you don't know, just you Google that, and it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I had a chance to meet Magic Johnson in the 90s for a particular thing, and then it fell through at the last second. But it would have been incredible if it had panned out. Incredible. It would have been incredible. I won't even tell you what it was, but incredible. Yeah. Espresso. Crappy doesn't make all the videos. Members only. No, I don't have members only. Crappy doesn't make all the videos. Members only, like Birdbrain. Oh, I see. Jimmy, can you imagine being named Blanket, one of Michael Jackson's kids? Jeez. Yeah, that's unbelievable. That's what. Yeah, incredible. Yeah. Well, now Frank Zappa named his kids what, Moon Unit and something like that. But Blanket. Absolutely, Pasta. Society is taking a crap. Big time. Yeah, I saw you on the Doxx Report show this morning, Pasta. I saw a little of that. Yeah. McLobster, Musk's kid working as a female model in Milan works the catwalks like lumberjack. Oh my God, I can't take this. These celebrities are buck broken and their children sacrificed to Moloch. All right, I'm going to have to look it up. Elon Musk's son. He has 14 children. Wow. All about People magazine. All right. All about Elon Musk's 14 sons and daughters, and the 4 women he shares them with. Wow. He has had 14 children over 20 years. His first son is named Nevada. Okay. 2 more children, a girl, Exa Dark Siderail, and a boy, Techno Mechanicus. These are his kids' names. Techno Mechanicus. Wow. Strider and Azure. Arcadia. Romulus. He also fathered a child with a Japanese pop star, though that's not confirmed. Okay, here's the 4 children's names. Let me... Unbelievable. There it is. I just posted it. And what's the deal with models no longer being beautiful anymore? They're all old, fat, trans, and or have vitiligo nowadays. Yeah, Elon Musk's 14 children. Nevada, Vivian, Griffin, Kai, Saxon, Damien. I don't know how you pronounce that. Exa, Strider, Azure, Techno, Arcadia, Selden, Lycurgus, and Romulus. Jeez. It's amazing. Well, I'll tell you the answer to this, because the media promotes ugly, fugly women as, quote, Hollywood beautiful, and the brain-dead American audience believes that. Hence, you have men like Big Mike on the cover of Vogue magazine with $100,000 makeup and, photography skilled artists creating these images. Oh, isn't Michelle Big Mike beautiful? A beautiful woman. And then you hear that over and over again, and people believe, oh, Michelle's beautiful. And Ellen, Rosie O'Donnell, and then that absolute, not Grinch, what was that character? Whoopi Goldberg. How could Whoopi Goldberg be on television in front of a camera? She's like belongs in Vincent Price's House of Wax or something. I mean, in the monster exhibit. I mean, she's just absolutely repulsive. Joy Behar, but they're presented as hip, happening, fashionable, trendy, good-looking people, and they're just vile, disgusting blobs like Yoda, not Yoda, Jabba the Hutt. They look like Jabba the Hutt, and they get put on the cover of Vogue, and half-witted Americans go, "Gee, I wish I could look like her. She looks so good." Or who's that disgusting comedian, fat white woman with zero talent, Amy Schumer? Hollywood passes her off as someone, sexy and adorable and cute, and it's disgusting the way these people, they look horrible. Yeah. Yep. Unbelievable. Hey, MT85, great to see you on the Fruit Loops morning show. $9.99 super sticker. Thank you very much, MT85. You don't know how much that helps Morty's Diner. Thank you. Michelle Obama is disgusting, Jimmy. Yeah, absolutely. She is disgusting. Constantly complaining about how America is so racist and how bad she had it. For fuck's sake, the Americans elected her and her husband to the highest office in... Well, yeah, I mean, she got affirmative action admitted into Princeton. Dinesh D'Souza had her graduate thesis, or her bachelor's degree thesis paper, and he showed it on this. It had more typos and it had as bad grammar. Well, I mean, as a third grade dropout from the Chicago school system, that's how badly she wrote for her graduate essay. And the Obamas are worth over $100 million. Of course, they don't quote share the wealth, which is was Big Barry's campaign pledge. Share the wealth, share the wealth. They don't share a penny, But they're disgusting people. And Michelle is disgusting. They're all disgusting. All these people. Except MT85. Thank you very much again. Espresso Racer. I think at the Met Gala they had a literal well, I can't even read this. I think at the Met Gala they had a literal trans quadriplegic supermodel. It's like that, the Olympic pre-opening event that they had in Paris some years ago, where they did that Last Supper recreation with all the LGBT, trans, fat, ugly, sick people. These people are sick. Jimmy, exactly. They are hypocrites personified. The Obamas are, worse than that. Jimmy, Espresso Racer is not wrong. It was batshit crazy. I mean, yeah. Well, why would anybody watch the Met Gala TV coverage or read about it in the National Enquirer? I mean, these people are sick. It's like the Grammy Awards. They bring on these sick, twisted, zero talent, quote, satanic Illuminati deadbeats. With the LGBTQ thrust in your face, and it's disgusting. Yeah. The Obamas have a foundation just like every other presidential couple. Yeah, that Obama Museum, which is in Chicago, still being built. It's one of the biggest boondoggles in Chicago history. It's the biggest fuck-up of any presidential library. The thing looks like a garbage dump. If you look at the building. And the Obamas, Barry, who never had a job in his life doing anything. He never did anything, never ran a hot dog stand, as Michael Savage said. Never even ran a lemonade stand. They've got this massive fuck-up Obama library in Chicago, tens of millions or hundreds of $millions over budget and nowhere near completion. Can you imagine if Trump was assigned to build his library? I mean, it would be over in no time, on budget or under budget, and professionally put together beautifully, Unbelievable. Foundation, slush fund, correct. Espresso, that Olympics thing was blasphemous and gross to behold. 100%. 100%. The Clinton Foundation is just criminal Absolutely. Al Capone couldn't have done anything more sinister than the Clinton Foundation. If he could have, he would have. And, but he never even came up with anything like that. Past presidents retire gracefully and stay out of the press out of respect for the current president. But of course, Barry can't keep his trap shut. Well, because his mission, the reason he's here is to destroy the country, whether he's in the White House or out of the White House. That's his life's goal. You know who he's working for. I mean, you know who put him in power, who paid for his education and law school, and that's why all his records. That's one of the many reasons all his records are sealed. I mean, this is all known to anybody who has a brain. I don't mean Democrats. I mean people with a brain who can clearly think. MT85. I mean, they donate, sure, but it's a big gag to get write-offs, plus draw salaries for life from. Yeah, incredible. Yeah. Yep. Well, even worse than that. Yeah, absolutely correct. Yeah, Obama was up in Canada just last week meeting with Soros and Carney. What the hell were they talking about? Oh, I know. They were just sharing pictures of their grandchildren, as Clinton said. Right. Unbelievable. Trump, fuck this UFO shit. Trump has got to get these people charged and arrested and imprisoned. And convicted, imprisoned and convicted, or convicted and then imprisoned. He's got to do that, Thank goodness we have Trump to show us the honest way to conduct business. Well, I think you're being a little... let me look up the right word. I think you're... pugnacious? No, that wouldn't be right. No. I think you're being a little, the way he runs the Trump business when he wasn't president, that's whatever. That's New York City big business, okay? The way he runs the White House, fantastic. Yeah. Yes, he was. It was disgusting, and it was, Obama in Canada, right? It was behind closed doors. Unbelievable, yeah. Sarcastic? Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, unbelievable. Well, Jesse Jackson did that. Didn't he go to Cuba, decades ago, to negotiate on behalf of America, kinds of stuff? Where he went somewhere and did that. These people, unbelievable. Trump has got to arrest these people. He's got to get them arrested and convicted and sentenced and put away for life. Man. E.J. Johnson will fold your laundry, baby. Oh, this guy's... All these people are laundry folders. All of them. It's unbelievable. Yeah, look up Magic Johnson's son. Just Google that. It's unbelievable. I had to click off the screen. I couldn't even look at it. I couldn't even look at it, yeah. MT85, has Morty compiled a list from AD never calling yet? I've been busy doing other things to keep track of everything in the cesspool. It's in process. I'm about halfway there. But it's being done, and it's taking time because he's not the only one I'm putting video content together with, But it's all being done. Thank you for the interest, MT85. Hello, Biff Helms. Soros has had close ties to Treasury Secretary. Money buys access. Facts. Well, yeah. I don't know why why Trump hasn't demanded an arrest warrant put out for George Soros and have him, do a Delta Force deal and just get the guy kidnapped and brought to America and put on trial. Or something. Whatever happened there. Whatever happened there? Yeah. George Soros is a Hungarian and American investor, philanthropist. Net worth $7.2 billion. Born in Budapest. George Soros is a legal American citizen. There it is. Put out an arrest warrant, grab him, send out a special team, and grab him, bring him to the U.S. and put him on trial. What about Trump's kids? Oh, they're fantastic. Trump's family is unbelievable. You compare Trump's family to Obama's family, and they're not. Well, Obama is not even. They're not even his kids. That's a whole different story. And the Clinton kids, unbelievable. A kid, Monica, not even Bill's daughter. Making a fortune during his presidency. We have a Trump, never Trumper here. Trump's kids are crooked. Okay. Well, listen, at least they're his real kids, not like Obama. And Big Mike. Soros Jr. manages group of huge funds. Some shit, right. Swimmingly. Things are going swimmingly. McLobster, I always chuckle at how selective people are about who is corrupt and who isn't. Reese, Don Jr., really? Okay. Funny you say that about Don Jr., but you don't say anything about Chelsea Clinton. Amazing. Did I say Monica before I meant Chelsea? Yeah. MT85. It's all the same. Start a foundation. Out kids and friends in charge to make huge wages for life. Clinton, Gates, Buffett, Trump, Soros, etc. Hunter Biden. I didn't even think of him. I forgot him. Absolutely. Yeah, what about the Biden family? You want to pick on Don Jr.? What about the Biden kids? The Biden kids, the Obama kids, which aren't even their kids, who aren't even their kids. Unbelievable. Mort's cucking out. I'm not a cuck. You're the cuck. They're the cucks, not me. Okay. MTA. Pretty easy to make cash when you can manipulate the market daily. Cuck talk. Okay. What time is it here? It's 12:45. I've been here for 2 hours and 5 minutes. Unbelievable. And no panelists. Just Morty's monotonous, boring, tedious voice. Oh, it's terrible. Now that I think about it, I wouldn't mind a piece of a slice, I guess, of that Lou Malnati's Chicago pizza today for lunch. Shit, maybe I should have ordered it. Jimmy, deadly serious, right? Oh, I haven't seen the other hate channels, so I don't know, but there's always face blasting. But not here. They're the towel folders. They're the face blasters. Yep. They're the prison sex enthusiasts. Yep. They're the, and all the above, right? They're the flip-floppers. Pavel, channel member. You should try more groaning and moaning during the show. It seems to work for. Is Jax a moaner and groaner? Is that what you're saying? Wow. I don't have any moaning, groaning sounds, but amazing. Whew. Face blasting and laundry folders. Mort has some. Yeah, I think the face blasting came from me. I think I came up with the face blasting thing. Also, folding the laundry. Let me clarify the derivation of folding the laundry. Doxx, not Doxx. Jesus, not Doxx. Many months ago, Jax was on my show late at night. You know, one of his many appearances back then. And he meant this was in December, I think, because I made a screenshot meme of this. Yeah, it was in December, I think. And he talked about when he was in prison for whatever, and he talked about the laundry getting folded, and I didn't get that, so I went back and I said, "What did you say before about folding the laundry?" He goes, "Well, you figure it out." I went, I got it, and he had mentioned about there are the people who fold laundry for others, and I said, "Oh, okay, I got it." So Jax was the first guy to bring that up. Then I took that and went with it, and then I started saying, he's folding laundry. They're the laundry folders. So that guy's folding so and so's laundry. So yeah, Jax, came up with that. He brought up that topic, but then I took the laundry folder and made it a daily thing. Everybody says now, and also the face blasting. I think I came up with that. Yeah. Jax definitely was, "Hey, honey." That was definitely him. Sighing and sighing and sniffing. Is he a big sniffer? I don't know. I don't remember that. What about wet mouth? Yeah, that's not mine. That's the lunatic. Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, I come up with a lot of expressions that other people use, and I don't get the credit. I don't get the super chats. It's whatever. Moaning, espresso. Moaning and groaning cometh before the face blasting. Wow, unbelievable. Crappy came up with bending over and reaming out. Oh, I've said that one a lot. Yeah, getting bent over and reamed out. Yeah, right. Oh my God, unbelievable. Really? Incredible. I just felt like I wanted to go back in the kitchen and get another coffee. And it just flashed in my mind there was a scene in the Andy Griffith Show from 1960. 65 years ago. Is that possible? Yeah, about 65 years ago, there was a scene where Barney is in the jailhouse, in the courthouse, in the sheriff's office with Andy, and they're in a good mood, and Barney says, "I think I'm going to get another cup of coffee." And he goes in the back room, and they got a coffee pot on a Bunsen burn on a hot plate or something. And it just occurred to me, like, I think I'm going to get another cup of coffee. But Don Knotts as Barney Fife, one of the five, certainly one of the 10 best sitcom TV comedy characters of all time. Maybe top 5. Yeah, incredible. Kramer, top 5. Certainly, these are all top 10, the best comedy characters, no question. You know, sounds biblical, espresso. Wow. Moaning and groaning cometh before the face blasting. Yeah. Well, whatever happened there. Blasters, it's in the book of Blasters, 216, right? What about Don Knotts' Mr. Furley in Three's? I never got into Three's Company. I watched it during the first year, some of the episodes. I mean, some of it. And I just never got into it. And that was a big hit show, obviously. But and Don Knotts, people liked him as Mr. Furley, but I didn't get into it at all. Yeah. I was never a John Ritter fan, And man, did he have a nonstop working career, but just not a John Ritter fan enough to want to watch that show. Yeah. Espresso Racer. I was just watching a new Beach Boys interview about Pet Sounds, and they casually dropped how that was 61 years ago. It's unbelievable. Yeah, Jesus. Pet Sounds would have been like 1964 or 5. And I don't have that album. I never bought that album. I've heard the album, but it doesn't mean as much to me as 1966 Pet Sounds. It never meant as much to me as so many, musicians talk about being so incredible, or such a masterpiece. But yeah. But I haven't listened to it in a long time. Some really hot women on Three's Company. Well, yes. But yeah, just never into that show. Yeah. Gampers, I thought the diner had an affiliation with the Regal Beagle. Okay, I don't know what that means. What's the Regal Beagle? Regal Beagle. Regal Beagle Lounge was the neighborhood meeting place for the roommates. I never would have known that. The Ropers and then Mr. Furley. The Regal Beagle pub was the local neighborhood hangout where the roommates usually relaxed and had some mixed drinks or a beer or sandwich. Blah, blah, blah. I never would have known that. Wow. From Three's Company, yeah. It's like Happy Days. I was never into that show. Yeah. Biff Helms. Only one of the Beach Boys was a regular surfer. Grew up around Torrance, L.A. Yeah, I thought they were from Torrance or Hawthorne, which is right next to Torrance. But yeah, that's right. Yeah. Morty liked Mrs. Roper. Who played? That was Norman Fell who played Mr. Roper, and then he got replaced, right? Norman Fell was replaced on Don Knotts replaced Norman Fell. I think that's right, and he was very good. Who played Mrs. Roper? Oh yeah, Audra Lindley. Was she Jack Albertson's wife? I think so. Who played that? I think it was I can't believe I'm looking up Three's Company. Three's Company. Where's the cast? Audra Lindley, right, played Mrs. Roper. And I think, let me see, I think she was married to Jack Albertson or somebody. James Whitmore. Wow, she was married to James Whitmore from 72 to 79. So I'm thinking of somebody else. There was some woman who was always on not the Match Game, that show with Gene Rayburn in the afternoon that was on for decades. Where Gene Rayburn, read a sentence and said blank, and then they had to guess the word that was the blank, whatever that was called. Whatever happened there. James Whitmore was terrific. He was really good. I mean, a real actor, yeah. And lots of interesting movies, including Them, the giant ants. Was that Them? About giant nuclear radiated ants or something. Man, he did a lot of good stuff. James Whitmore was in a fantastic, great episode of Combat, where he played a Nazi soldier who's hiding in a village, so he dresses up as the local priest. And Sergeant Saunders and the guys come into town, and he's there to set a bomb off, to place a bomb under the bridge. And all the soldiers think he's just the local French priest. And he keeps trying to go to that bridge and install that bomb. And at the end, Sergeant Saunders finds him and machine guns the fuck out of him. Oh, absolutely incredible. It's one of the 5 favorite, I can't say 5 favorite, but James Whitmore, I think it's called The Cassock, the name of that episode, Combat. Fantastic episode. I mean, yeah, The Cassock, that's it. I was right. Just phenomenal. I mean, people have no idea people who don't know what these great episodes were. I mean, I just put it there. Go ahead and check it out. It's on YouTube for free. Just a fantastic episode. Yeah, you have to see the Combat episodes with James Whitmore, the one with James Caan and Lee Marvin, those 3 episodes, and James Coburn. So James Whitmore, James Caan, Lee Marvin, and James Coburn. Those 4 episodes are so unbelievably fantastic. They're all on YouTube. Just type in, Combat, James Coburn, Combat, Lee Marvin, etc. People have no idea how good that show was. Yeah, Rat Patrol was good, but Combat was unbelievable. Combat was like a feature. Every episode was like a full feature film. A full movie theater featured film. Unbelievable. Yeah, go to the James Coburn one first, and that's called Masquerade. How does he know these titles? How does he remember these things? Sitting on a couch watching TV all day? Yeah, the James Coburn one is called Masquerade. Absolutely incredible. And the one with James Caan, just fantastic. The Lee Marvin one, wow, incredible. Yeah, people watch Cheers, Friends, Mad About You, and they think that's good television. They're just unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. So what was that James Whitmore movie, Them? Was that Giant Ants or something like that? I gotta look it up. One of the 1950s, science fiction films where the nuclear radiation made everything, gigantic monsters and stuff. 1954 sci-fi film with James Arness, too. Wow, okay. Was one of the first of the 1950s nuclear monster movies. Right. It was Big Bugs. That's what it was about. Yeah, giant irradiated ants in the New Mexico desert. Wow, incredible. That's like required viewing of 1950s stuff. Unbelievable. I think I'll go get another cup of coffee. I'll be right back. Please stand by. I'll just be a minute. Let's,
Morty's Diner. Hot coffee without the toxic sludge.
There we go. I'm back with another coffee. And I just looked this up. Yeah, it is funny because a couple days ago I saw this on some show I was watching. Don Knotts' daughter wrote a book about her father. And it's on Amazon. It's called The Incredible Mr. Don Knotts. An eye-popping look at his daughter. No, that's not the book. It's by his daughter. What's the name of the book? Tied Up in Knots. That's the book she wrote. Yeah. And I'm going to have to read that book. It's called Tied Up in Knots, Knotts, My Dad and Me. So I'm going to have to find that book and Tied Up in Knots book. Here it is on Amazon. Tied Up in Knots, My Dad and Me came out in 2021. Karen Knotts tells the full story of her father, Don Knotts. Audiobook is free with a membership trial. Hardcover, $25.44. Kindle, $12.99. Paperback, $19.99. I've never used Kindle. Not that I ever recall, but okay, I'm going to save that. Yeah, I met Don. I met Don Knotts and his daughter. Unbelievable, unbelievable, but true. Unbelievable, but true. McLobster, Morty, you reference Seinfeld a lot, but not Curbed. Is there? I've mentioned favorite episodes from Curb Your Enthusiasm. Yeah, but Seinfeld is the main show for me. Yeah. Biff Helms, all the 50s monsters grew large and powerful from radiation. Godzilla, yeah, there was a giant I don't remember the names of all these titles. There was a giant octopus in San Francisco. One who came out of the water and, put his tentacles around the Golden Gate Bridge. And it was the amazing giant man, the amazing giant woman, or something like that. And the amazing shrinking man, and Godzilla and Rodan, which I mentioned, the Japanese giant bird movie, and tons of those films. They were terrific. Yeah. What's with the violin shit? Right. 17 viewers. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Yeah. The Fly, the original version of The Fly with Vincent Price. Wow, fantastic movie. Just great. Yeah, I just gave my show a thumbs up. Give the show a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Help support the channel. Give Morty a break. Yeah. No, it was an act. That was his character shtick. Yeah. It was very, very funny. Yeah, do you ever see the movie No Time for Sergeants? Andy Griffith and Don Knotts. Andy Griffith plays a Gomer Pyle character type, country bumpkin, dumb guy like Gomer Pyle, and he gets drafted into the Air Force. And it was a very, very funny film. Don Knotts has a very funny part in it. He plays a doctor at the processing center of the new recruits. Did he start Knott's Berry Farm? No, not at all. But good question. Don Knotts was from West Virginia, born and raised. I think I've only met 3 people in my entire life from West Virginia. Yeah, amazing. Checking my email, see if I'm getting any hate messages here. No, nothing yet. That's pretty good. Hey, I have a question. Why am I sitting here for the last... Why have I been sitting here for the last 2.5 hours instead of being outside riding my bicycle or walking around a lake or doing something? Gee, this is a problem. Hello, L. How are you? I watched a great 7-minute short film on YouTube named The Diner yesterday. Worth the watch. Really, I'll look for that. There was a movie that came out in the 80s called Diner with Mickey Rourke. And I've seen it. I saw it like 1981, 2, or 3. It came out. It was very, very good. I haven't seen it since then, but that's definitely worth watching. But it's not really about a diner, but, you know, the characters. Well, kind of. Yeah, kind of. Very good film. Biff Helms, there are ongoing studies in transporting material through energy waves, basis of the fly. Some scientists claim it will likely be perfected. Would that be like Beam Me Up Scotty? Would it be, you know, like the transporter on Star Trek? McLosser, I'm going for a bike ride after this. E-bikes have made bicycling fun again. What? But I thought you were going to light up your weed later today. Well, maybe you can do both. Sure. Mm-hmm. Oh, the racist is backstage again. Unbelievable. You know, he says he never watches my show. I can go to hell. He hates me. I'm a retard. Every single show he tries to get on the show. Unbelievable. He's gone. Okay. Yeah, I said to him, if you want to open the window to have any kind of rapprochement or détente between us, make a $2,000 cash app, and we can open the window. That will get the window open a little to possibly lead to discussing, you know, normalization of situation, which is probably impossible anyway. But McLobster, there was something in a scientific journal this week that said they think time travel will only work going backwards through time. Wow. I would go back. If there was a safe, guaranteed way of going back in time, I would do that. I mean, I wouldn't go back for the purpose of changing history. Like, you know, to save President Lincoln or, you know, things like that. I would just go back to live my life, but in a better time. Like Willoughby from The Twilight Zone. Yeah, that kind of thing. That kind of idea. Willoughby. Next up, Willoughby. Détente. That's a good word. Yeah. Biff. Amount of energy to open a wormhole for time travel is massive. I was going to say something, but I won't say anything. But yes, I guess a physicist could elaborate on that idea. Yeah, that would be one hell of a big blast. Yeah. You talk about opening up holes here on YouTube. I mean, that's a whole field of worm content right there, involving big blasting. Absolutely. Yeah. Morty, look up the TV series 11/22/63. I don't know that. Let me look it up. Okay, let's see what it is. A teacher gets a chance to travel back in time to stop the murder of John F. Kennedy. However, history's aversion to alteration and his love for the era and a woman endanger him. Well, that's a standard sci-fi idea for, Star Trek did that one where he went back to the 1930s Depression years with Spock. Spock had to build a radio from all kinds of parts at the hardware store, and Twilight Zone did a couple or 2 or 3 episodes on going back in time, which were great episodes, and The Time Machine, that movie from the early 60s, fantastic film. This is a series? Yeah. Who is this James Franco guy? This guy, I keep seeing his name pop up and stuff. Stars James Franco. I know that name from somewhere way back. 8 episodes so far. Where can I watch this? Where is it? I don't know if I want to watch this. I mean, Netflix and Prime Video. Okay, yeah. With what's his name? Yeah, it was a good show. What? Oh, yeah, James Franco, right. Oh, it got canceled? All right. But coming back. Morty. Gampers. Morty. Many wonder about Puck's suddenly front and center role on the diner. Please explain. There's nothing to explain. I put the invite link up, and he's clicked on the link 3 or 4 times. That's all. There's nothing else to it. He's not a paid guest. I've never talked to him outside of the show. And I guess he likes the show. Maybe. I don't know. But he's an interesting guy. I highly recommend the Franco series, The Deuce. Let's see what that is. Okay. 2017 to 2019. A look at life in New York City during the 70s and 80s when porn and prostitution were rampant in Manhattan. That's a good That's a really great topic. Another great topic to do a show on, right? Porn and prostitution in 70s New York. Fantastic, all right. Very highly rated, 8.1 out of 10. Who's in that? Let's see. James Franco. 8.1. Wow. A violent, intelligent, sexy, fun show. Absolutely worth watching. Shows the rise of the sex trade industry in New York. Hey, maybe I'll watch that. I'm going to save that page. I don't use Disney or HBO Max, but I'll save it for later. Buy one episode, $3.99. Or subscribe to HBO Max, $10.99 a month. I'm not going to do that. I wouldn't do anything like that. More ways to watch. $2.99 an episode. No, I'll wait till it shows up somewhere for free. All right, that's a good tip. I'll keep my eye on that one. Excellent vintage New York City street life. Well, that sounds good. Yeah. Campers, it's always somewhat cringy when he returns from talking to the children who are not his own. I can't imagine allowing Lil Gampers within a 5-block radius. Huh? The Deuce, the janitorial staff at Morty's knows that all too well. Okay. Campers, take a look at Google Magic Johnson's son. Take a look at that. Unbelievable. What about Cher? Cher's kid, Chastity? Is that unbelievable? These insane, totally insane Hollywood celebrities. Is it any wonder their kids come out like totally unbelievable? Unbelievable. Jamie Lee Curtis, Cher, and on and on and on. I saw an interview on YouTube. It was a news clip. I mean, a video of the president of one of the Disney divisions. It was the Disneyland Parks division of Disney Company. This woman who was the president of the Disney Parks, whatever they call it, division. And she was talking with 3 or 4 of her executives on plans for the, and her whole staff of these 3 people were all LGBTQ'd out to the max. And this woman who was the head of the Disney Parks division, whatever it's called, she said she had 2 children. One was pansexual, 2 little children. One was pansexual, and the other one was transgender, like 5 and 6-year-old kids or whatever. I'm like, my God, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Campers, oh yes, I've seen Magic Son. Large fellow in a dress, that's it. Charlize Theron, too, I believe, dresses her boys in dresses. Oh, unbelievable. Well, she was married. Wasn't she married to Sean Penn, or they were together for a long time? So that would explain some mental, psychological disorder right there. Charlize Theron kids. Let's see what pops up here. Okay. Oh no, that's unbelievable. She has 2 kids, Jackson and August. Her daughter Jackson adopted in 2012 and her daughter August in 2015, both adopted. In 2026 April, she said her daughters turned into, quote, hormonal nightmares. This is from People. She selected 2 black children to adopt because she's hyper aware of equality and human rights because she's from South Africa. Okay. Let's see. I don't know. Okay. Okay, I've read enough of that. Let's get back. Yeah, well, seems to be. She's living with Sean Penn. I mean, what else do you need to know? Little Gampers now is 2 years old, and even he looked askance at the 4-year-old boy at the playground whose mom let him wear a dress. Yeah, I saw Monster. Was that with that guy I can't stand, Billy Bob Thornton? Or is that no Monster? She played the murderer. That's right. I never saw that film. That was called Monster's Ball. What a piece of garbage that was. I never saw Monster. Or she played a serial killer or something. Movie. 2003, Monster. Story about a Daytona Beach prostitute who became a serial killer. Real story. With Bruce Dern. Yeah, I'm not in a rush to see that. That's, yeah. Yeah. All right, 2 hours and 44 minutes. We'll be here. We'll keep it going 5 or 10 more minutes. Then I got to get my shit together. Let's pop some more pills. Hey, look at this. L, $3 from Australia Super Chat. Great to wake up to coffee at Morty's Diner. Thank you so much, L. Thank you very much. Very nice of you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, imagine what it would be like waking up, having a cup of coffee, and watching one of those other channels with the hate and the pathological liars and the viciousness. Oh, my God. Unbelievable. Thank you. Okay. Very nice. Campers. Recent study on omega-3s show higher incidence of Alzheimer's. Have you read it? No. First I've heard of that. What about vitamin B12, Campers? Taking vitamin B12 supplements. Not shots, just, cherry-flavored supplements. I do that. Sometimes. Sometimes I buy that, sometimes I don't. I just had one right now. I think it's best just stick to the sardines. Yeah, right. Agreed. Campers, get most B vitamins from food. Too much B12 can cause weird breakouts. It's true. Okay, but what would be too much? That would be the question. Let's take a look. How much B12 should you take? Recommended, yeah, it's very little. Okay, let's see. Potential side effects. There is no upper intake, no tolerable upper intake level. Wow. Too much of a vitamin B12 injection may lead to skin changes such as acne and dermatitis, rash. Also, people with kidney disease should avoid high doses of B. Okay. Hmm. Campers, I expect Charlie Brown to walk across the screen dragging a Christmas tree any second. Oh, because of that music? Really? Well, we don't have Charlie Brown, but I'll change that music. I think you're sick of it. McLobster, start with glucosamine and NAD plus supplements this week. Oh, you started with? Okay. Campers, the best supplement you should never take is Phenibut. What the heck is that? A central nervous system depressant with anxiolytic effects used to treat anxiety, insomnia. So what does that mean? What you said is very strangely worded. The best supplement you should never take. What are you saying? You mean it's the best supplement to take, or the number one that the number one drug you shouldn't take? Side effects can include sedation, sleepiness, nausea, irritability, agitation, dizziness, euphoria, and headache. Wow. It's a prescription medication. Actually, that picture looks like that's a good breakfast. A bowl of Fruit Loops and then smoke a joint. I think that would work. Oh, it's not prescription. Okay. Extremely addictive. Wow. Canadian Prepper. I don't watch his shows anymore. The guy is just every day is end of the world. You don't have a chance. It's all over. His show is we don't have much time left. Day X in World War III, but he has the same show topics kind of every single day. But anyway. I just took a look at the New Bro Show page. Isn't this interesting? 670 subscribers. Now, isn't that interesting? The last show, 629 views. The show before that, 605 views. The show before that, 1.1K views. Isn't that interesting? 924 views, 836 views. You know what I think about that? Oh, man. Fucking hell. Oh, man. Okay, point is made. Unbelievable. McLobster, I take so many supplements, I'm getting dementia trying to remember them all. Yeah, me too. I've heard about milk thistle for like 10, 20 years, you know. Even that fat, overweight doctor who was real popular in the media a long time ago, Dr. Andrew Weil, he was always talking about, or I often heard him talking about, everyone should take milk thistle for liver health. Yes, unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Yes, and so I was actually this morning looking at milk thistle. I think my liver's in tip-top shape, but I might, because it's very inexpensive, you know. I mean, considering, you know. So maybe I will. Next time I talk to my favorite pharmacist, I will ask her what she thinks about milk thistle regarding liver. You know, because I take about 15 or 20 drugs as it is. And now that I'm smoking pot and chewing edibles every day, you know, starting tonight, I'll ask her what she thinks about milk thistle. Even though, you know, she's a clinical pharmacist, but she can look up real fast any info on that and tell me what she thinks. McLobster, milk thistle is good, but you don't want to take it continuously. Okay. Milk thistle is meant to be good for teeth. Oh, really? I've never heard that. I thought it was primarily for liver health. But interesting. I'll do more reading on that. But so I might add that to my supplemental deal. Maybe not. I'll no rush. Yeah. And no, it's not true. I do not buy the Walmart brand of supplements. You know, Jesus. So I guess there'll be other shows on those other channels tonight, or they're on now, I don't know. Campers, I find 99% of all those products to be snake oil. Really, I disagree with you on that, but that's fine, yeah. I'll tell you one thing, taking supplements is better than giving your kids or eating Fruit Loops. That's for sure. Oh, I mean, magnesium, I take magnesium glycinate. It's unbelievable. Vitamin C, I supplement with that. I take a daily, one a day, daily multi-mineral, multivitamin. CoQ10. K2, which I recently started. D3 is unbelievable. D3 is extremely important. If you live where there's absolutely no sunlight, I mean, it's unbelievable. I just started zinc, just to see if I can detect anything. So, I mean, a small amount, chelated zinc, 22 milligrams in a tablet. I do that like 3 or 4 times a week, 3 or 4 days a week. And I'll use up the jar and just see if I think it's worth it. And some other stuff. But the thing about supplements is they're so inexpensive. And people say, well, those are, a lot of people out there say, well, supplements are a waste of money. All you do is urinate them out. You just piss them out. Okay, so what? And this comes from somebody who's probably paying $8 for a Starbucks coffee, See, I get through citrus. Okay. I believe in maximizing vitamin C. The benefits are incredible. CoQ10, I think it's very important. Yeah. And magnesium is crucial. You'll feel it one day when you visit the John. No. If you take magnesium glycinate, it has almost no effect on wanting to go take a poop. If you take magnesium oxide, which is the cheapest form, that if you take too much of that, you'll definitely be by the toilet, sitting down on the toilet. Magnesium glycinate, magnesium citrate don't really affect you that way. Just incredibly useful, helpful, important things. Yeah. Hello, Aaron. Yeah. See, our friend Jax, doesn't get any vitamin C. He just eats that. I'm not picking on him, but he just eats that one chicken sandwich a day. So you have bread, chicken, a couple veggies on it. I don't know, whatever he puts on it. Very, very good sandwich, but there's no vitamin C there. Nothing. And he needs whatever. No, I'm saying it's good. It draws moisture into the digestive tract. Which one? CoQ10, vitamin C, magnesium? Right. Oh, magnesium, right. Exactly. Some people taking nutritional supplements wouldn't help them at all. Their brain chemistry and physical body are already beyond help, if you know what I mean. Pavel, Jax prefers vitamin T. I see what you mean. Baby. Yeah, well, But, I mean, if he's just having the one chicken sandwich, he's not getting any vitamin C. Nothing. I suggested to him, add one fruit a day with your meal. Whatever, an apple, an orange, some grapes, anything. But, hasn't Jack said he takes a multivitamin? Okay, well, that would be good if he does that. Don't know which one he's taking, but because some of them are just garbage. You know, the ingredients are absolute shit. They don't get no bioavailability on all with many of these. Many of these, like Centrum, one a day, they use the cheapest Chinese, crap ingredients. Taking them is just a waste. He thought vitamin C was chicken. Okay, well, maybe so. All right. You think he's watching the show right now? And the other haters, you think they're watching the show? Probably. Some of them are, that's for sure. Campers. I was a big fan of Sports Research brand vitamins and such. Breitling, hey man, lurkers and jerkers are always watching. Yeah, they're lurking and jerking. That's absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Sports Research brand. I think you mentioned that once, but yeah. Sports Research, here it is. Yeah, now, you see, I saw this on some website, Amazon or iHerb or something. Their bottles are black, which is one of the stupidest package designs imaginable for a nutritional supplement product. And I have a story about that, but black to me means death. And coloring your packaging, your bottles, your packaging with black is just the worst color choice for a nutritional supplement product. It is so bad, sales-wise. But hey, they didn't consult with me. They think it's cool looking, but no. All right, let me look up their stuff here. Vitamins and supplements, sports. I've never bought this brand. Let's see what they have here. Elderberry. I've been taking elderberry, bilberry and elderberry too. Or elderberry. Yeah. It's I don't know if it does anything, but can't hurt, and it's certainly whatever. At a certain point, how different can brands be at some point with these products? You just can't make vitamin D3 or a multi that much different than all the other brands out there. At some point, it's you're just using the same ingredients and amounts. I mean, let's look at their multivitamin tablet here. Let's see what's in it. Why doesn't it list their ingredients? This is suspicious. I'm on their website, but oh, here it is. Okay. 2 veggie capsules a day. Right. Let's see. Yeah, it actually looks all right. Yeah, looks pretty good. I don't like the black packaging, though. This is actually a pretty comprehensive multi-tablet product. Ingredients: veggie capsule, hypromellose, bamboo leaf extract, rice extract blend, calcium carbonate, dry calcium phosphate. Oh, okay. This might be a very good product. Don't know. Vitamin D seems to be universally encouraged these days. I don't take any other vitamins, just Yeah, I mean, if you live where there's no sunlight, like north of San Francisco, north of Boston, certainly here, it's just essential. Colors have meaning in different cultures. Many advertisement and marketing mistakes have been made based on the color of the product alone. Absolutely 100% correct. There was a restaurant, a fast food place in Los Angeles, Marina del Rey. It was on Washington Boulevard by Lincoln, okay? And it was a fast food chicken place, like Church's or Popeyes. This is like 20 years ago I saw this, okay? 25, early 90s maybe, and I was driving down Washington Boulevard heading towards Marina del Rey, and I saw this new chicken, fast food place, and all the lettering design, the big sign, it was all blue. When I saw it, I went, blue? This place is going out of business in no time. I mean, fast food places all use orange, red. Those colors, are meant to stimulate you, get you thinking about food and excite you. And this stupid blue color for this chicken place was so stupid. So I don't know whatever happened to that place, but there's no way that could have lasted. No way. Fantastic. Right. Fantastic. Can't be wearing black hokas. All right. Shoe talk. Vitamins are important in terms of the material they are encapsulated in, which affects the amount of absorption. Absolutely correct. Yes. Yes, right. Yes. See, if the Marlboro pack, instead of that red and white, was a stupid blue and white, some cigarettes probably are blue and white, but it's depending who they're, whatever. But I mean, the chicken place with the blue, everything was blue, the big sign and the posters, and it was just bad. Anyway, down to 9 viewers, so I guess that's a sign to wrap it up. So stay tuned to your YouTube for other shows later in the day, spewing their stuff. All right, so let's close out today's show. Big thanks to everybody for supporting the show with your monetary support. Thank you so much for watching the show. See you all, I guess, soon enough.